Hello everyone, and a warm welcome to this February 5th Leo full moon reading. And thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, for sharing and liking. I'm very grateful, and I think it's very important that we, through these very trying years that we're going through right now, that we keep the astrology and the tarot available and free for everyone. That's at least what I'm trying to do through my channel. So thank you so much for supporting me in here. And as always with full moons, it's about our private shadow sides coming out in the open, something that we may not have been ready to see before now, something that we may not have been able to regard as important, something private within us that is coming out in the open. And so always around full moons we see how people respond very emotionally to things, because we have here to do with our soul, intuition, sensitivity, psychic abilities and feelings. And since we have the moon in the 4th house of the zodiac, where we find Cancerian energy, there is a clear reference to water here and electromagnetic energy. So we all know how we get affected by the moon, and this time we have the sun in Aquarius, since we have the full moon in Leo, which is actually the home house of the sun. So that is why this time it's a very important full moon. There is a resetting of times, because in Leo we say that everything ends and everything begins. Okay, so a major shift, a major reset of our energies this time. And since we have the sun in Aquarius, which is the sister sign of Leo, there is a reference back to freedom, revolution, being efficient, cause and effect, authenticity, like-mindedness, being humane, working with the dynamics that are between the individual and the group. How do we work together here? There's a lot of cooperation and mutual respect going on in Aquarius as well. So what is it right now that is being highlighted that we need to implement in ourselves, in our ego, which is pointing back to the sun as us, as a collective? What is it that the moon is showing us in our emotions right now, on a soul level, in our subconsciousness, that needs to be implemented in our ego, in who we are? So it's about self-expression with the 5th house and Leo energy, self-expression, flirting with life, having fun, having this childlike enthusiasm about things. And also Leo is very proud, it's very majestic. It fights for what it really cares for. It is very passionate, can be a little bit dramatic and flamboyant, but it's just because it is fighting for what it holds near and dear. So this is also where we find the lion mom, who is protecting her cubs. And this is also pointing back to, since we have the sun here and fire element, it's pointing back to creation in things. How are we taking action on things? What is it that we're trying to create? And we're here being reminded of that we are co-creators as well. We are co-creators of our own lives, and also we need to take responsibility for what is happening. But here we are having a focus on our inner child, where we are just playing with things in life, playing with all the possibilities there are in life. So a very strong full moon this time, since we have it in the sun's home house and sign. So let's begin by pulling a Destiny's card to see where this full moon is leading us. What is this overall about? And also here, since we have to do with the sun in its home sign, there is a double energy on the fire element, on plasma. We are electric beings, so we respond to plasma, and that is initiating our feelings, the water in our bodies. So also remember always to drink a lot of water during a full moon, so that we are in the best possible contact with our feelings, our subconsciousness. Two cards are coming out here, and here we have both a new moon and a full moon, and as I was mentioning before, it's about resetting of the energies. Okay, it's also back to the Sphinx of Egypt, back to the beginning of times. And here I feel definitely that we are being led back to beginnings, since we have a new moon here. It's talking about opportunities. How are we building up new opportunities for us so that we can thrive with this full moon? So I feel that there is a this energy is going to be very strong, and since also we have in both Aquarius and Leo to do with the masculine energy, which means it's forward, outgoing energy, but on a mental level in Aquarius and on a physical level in Leo, I feel that this energy is moving extremely fast. Okay, a very fast energy right from the beginning to the end of it, or reaching fulfillment in something. We are thriving, something that we have been building up here. There are just a reset here, beginnings, fulfillment, thriving, mixed all together here. So it's endings and new beginnings. Perfect for the Leo full moon here. So if we wish, we can thrive now. We can really begin to understand that we are co-creators. That's what's coming out of our shadow sides. That's what's coming out in the open. That's coming out from the dark. That right now we are with the giraffe in Aquarius, in Aquarian energies, where we are rising up in the air element to have a greater perspective on things, where we're zooming out, something that Aquarians are very good at doing. So we are really getting a higher perspective of things here, cause and effect, and we are thriving right now. Okay, new beginnings in thriving here. So back to the original in things also with Leo. Okay, what was it really all about? Well, it was about to play and have fun and help each other out, something that's going on, as I mentioned before, in Aquarius, cooperation, like-mindedness, doing things together so that we can all thrive, both on an individual level and on a group level. Okay, so that was really what it was all about. Okay, so since we have to do with the plasma and the fire element here, let's see what it is that is being ignited within us right now. With the sun here, what is being ignited? Maybe new information is coming in. Really pay attention to how you feel this time throughout this full moon, and of course the days around or very a couple of days before and a couple of days after. How are you emotionally responding to things going on? And it is very action-oriented energy. Maybe you are asked to begin to take physical action on something in your life, but it will make you thrive. You will find new beginnings, opportunities coming in now, okay, for creating something constructive. Okay, let's just shuffle the cards once again and see what's coming out for us. Okay, we have one card jumping out here. Let's just see if there is another card coming out. So it is really about plasma and water. It's about feelings and action-oriented energy here. So let's just see. Okay, we have two cards. So the first card to come out of reference back to the sun, actually. Okay, so solar light upgrade, solar plexus chakra. That is where we take action on things, okay? So our inner fire and our willpower is what's in play here. So back to the sun, back to how we were supposed to take action on creation. You know, we are being sent out from the sun. We derive from the sun, and we are being sent to Earth with all this plasma energy. And how is that going to unfold? What are we going to do with all that energy? What kind of life do we wish to create here with that? And the other card coming out is Soul Star Activation. Beautiful. So there's a lot about Father Sun and Mother Moon here at Soul Star activation, fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are, exactly back to the 5th house, where we are very proud of ourselves. We are very much attached to our own needs, but we start to remember where we come from. Okay, what did that look like? We are also here in opportunistic times to fulfill our soul contracts, okay? And we see how we have the Merkaba over here that is seeing everything from every dimension. So there is a soul star activation through the plasma that we are receiving right now through this full moon, through our aura, okay? That's where we're picking up on new information coming in. And we must not forget that, of course, we consist of 75% water. So the water responds to plasma. We are electric beings. We have a lot of electricity and eccentricity going on in Aquarius as well. So there is a lot here that could trigger us. Also, since Aquarius is about our mentality, our mindset, how we see things and understand things, how we communicate. There is a lot there that could trigger us to get the overview of things, to get the bigger picture, back to the giraffe and framing card over here. So we start to remember, we start to get a bigger picture of things. We're zooming out, we're moving out into the unknown, which is also about Aquarian energies. And so our self-expression that is in the 5th house, how do we express ourselves? How is that being implemented in ourselves now? How do we do that? We start to remember what it was all about, and maybe tuning into our soul contract, there is a resetting of that. So maybe you find also throughout this full moon that you are being taken back to places that you have never been in this lifetime, but all of a sudden they start to speak to you, and maybe you've been there in a prior lifetime, or you're just familiar with the energies there. Go with that, because there might be some more information on that there that could have a major impact on your life and where you are at right now. Okay, so let's just pull some more galactic cards here to see if there is more information that wants to come out here. So very much pointing also to the moon over here, as I mentioned before, and coming back to ourselves, where we are uniting action-oriented behavior with our feelings. How do we feel about it all? Maybe an alignment of those two. So plasma and water. You know, we are electrical beings. We are energy. We respond to whatever is going on in the universe. So we are frequency, we are sound, we are vibration, we are color. So to me it's quite tangible, actually, and quite simple so many times. So we have 2 cards again coming out together here from this card deck. And here it is saying you are not for everyone. Again, back to Leo. I think that will suit Leo quite well. No, I don't want to be like everyone. I don't want to, because I am not. So you're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. And the other card is saying water your garden. Again, a reference back to the water we have in our bodies. Nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest, because here we are in the feminine aspect, the more reflecting aspect, where we are more withdrawn. We are checking up on how we feel about things before we move out there. So remember that you're not for everyone, okay? Facing our true north is definitely also about facing destiny, okay? There's something distant going on here. Okay, let's see if we can place it over here. There. And I'll put the water card over here because we have the soul activation here, okay? Nourishment, body care. Also remember to do a lot for to cleanse your body, cleanse your water whatever you're taking in, it's affecting your body, it's affecting your emotions, and that is also affecting how you eventually see things, understand things, where we need to be clear on things now. We need to have focus. So please remember to maybe not drink too much coffee, not to eat too much sugar, not to, maybe start to cleanse your drinking water if you can, or go out in nature as much as you can where there is this clean air. So now is also the time to maybe rest. If you feel that you've been through something hard in your life, this Leo full moon will definitely remind you of that. So sometimes we can get emotionally tired because a full moon is also releasing us from any kind of emotional blockages that we have been holding on to. So a lot of body care, because we must not forget that we are souls in these human avatars, so that we physically can move around on the earth. So we also need to have great love for our bodies, our physical bodies. Okay, so let's pull a card from a card deck I always use when there is something with the air element going on. And since we have the sun in Aquarius, which is pointing to the air element, let's just see what's going on a mental level here, in our ego. What is going on here? Okay, we have one card out. Let's see what else. Something else wants to come out. Okay, so we got one card going here, and let's have a look at that. And here we are being reminded of blending with spirit. Perfect with the blue color, also a reference to the sky, and the air element as well, and Aquarian energy. So blending with spirit means that we can see how this is our shadow side and this is our light side. So we have the moon and we have the sun trying to connect, trying to mold with each other. I think the English word is for that. So here we are blending with spirit right now. I feel that we are getting some kind of clearance, some kind of clarity, some kind of understanding of our feelings and what it is that they can do for us, that we can time travel through our emotions, that the water we have in our bodies is there for a reason, that we can actually use it for something quite constructive. And also spirit is back to the sun, that right now we are emotionally blending with spirit. I feel that we are coming to understand what to take action on, and that our feelings are perhaps the most important tool to take action on. So we have action, the sun, which is, we could say, is the original spirit, because we come from the sun, and how to take action on our feelings, and it's like those two are becoming one. So very beautiful here. And let's just have a look at what this card is saying. Blending with spirit will enhance your communication and allowing for stronger evidential messages. Merging with the essence of spirit can create a powerful connection for the sitter to feel as though their loved one has come alive, even for that moment. Blending is a term used when a spirit draws really close to you, allowing you, the medium, to become one with their essence. By surrendering fully, you can step into their shoes and become the spirit, all the while maintaining a consciousness, a conscious awareness. So this is really also reminding us of that we are co-creators. We are co-creators. We are medium for ourselves and each other, okay? So that's also what the sun is trying to tell us here. So let's pull some tarot cards to see if we can get some more information out on this. Let's see what the tarot has for us when we're asking about this Leo full moon. So a resetting of energies here, powerful new beginnings, where we can choose to come into more to thrive with each other if that's what we want. Because also with Aquarian, there's a lot of Aquarian energy, there is a lot of like brotherhood, you know, liberation. So we can liberate ourselves through creating, being creative, coming back to remember what that was all about, to create actually. Because here in modern times we seem to forget that. We seem to forget the childlike energies, the, you know, the wonder of it all, the mystery of it all, the adventure of it all. The adventure is also something that is, and the magic is something that is pointing also to Aquarian energies, okay? So first of all, we have a card from the Minor Arcana deck, which is all about the 4 elements, our life areas, and the zodiac star, zodiac sign energy. So we have 2 of Pentacles here, so that would be a reference. Pentacles to our materialistic lives. To me, it's always showing up as soul contracts, as we had before here with the soul contract, fulfilling soul contracts with the Merkaba. We have soul contracts here, that something is being ripped apart so that something new can begin. Okay, a resetting of our soul contract. So you may find that there are people and situations, maybe a job that where you're just done with, or the place that you live, or the house you live in, you're ready to move on. You have lived out that soul contract with that place or that situation or that person. Okay, so that's something you can begin. Or you find that you are rising to higher energy levels in those existing relationships or in those current situations. Okay, so this is normally talking about inflation, fluctuation, movement. Okay, so something is definitely going to happen here, and as I'm reading for the collective here, Pentacles are pointing back also to our financial markets, the real estate market, job and career and stuff like that, the structure of it all. Here we have a reference back to all the earth zodiac signs of Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn. So maybe you want to check out in your chart where you have those energies in particular, because they will show you where this is going on a more personal level in your life. So movement. And also, since we have in Capricorn a reference to Saturn and responsibility and being serious and the structure of our society and those who are making decisions, you know, governments or presidents or CEOs of different associations, you know, people who decide for other people, who are kind of the boss. They're making the decisions. It can also be there where there is movement and fluctuation going on. So here with the next 2 cards coming out, and please remember that this is the green color. So maybe if you see the color green around this full moon, maybe it's 2 of Pentacles that you're being reminded of here. Okay, 2 new colors are coming in here. Again, the blue color. A reference to this to all the air zodiac signs, just like we had this one with Aquarian energies. 10 of Swords, and then the red color, the Wands, 9 of Wands. So with 10 of Swords, it's always my it's enough. Now it's enough. It's my it's enough card. Okay, this is affliction. This is reaching sort of a climax in max pain, max affliction, on a mental level, through the words that we are using, through the way that we are seeing and understanding things. We are hurting on a mental level here. We are hurting in the way we are understanding things, and we are hurting through the words that we are using, either through speaking or writing. Okay, the way we are meeting each other. And 9 of Wands is also talking about endings. 10 is always talking about endings and new beginnings. So this is a climax point, okay, in the way we are communicating with each other on Earth right now. And 9 of Wands is talking about endings, With the Wands, it's a reference back to the fire element, and also the zodiac signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And over here, it's a reference to Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So with the Wands, there is a focus on our life force energy. There's a focus on our relationships. There's a focus on our creativity. How do we go about situations in our lives in a more creative manner? And how do we feed this creativity through nutrition and exercise? So here with Nine of Wands, there's a reference to that we have been using both our intuition, our clairvoyant abilities, and also being very pragmatic, you know, in showing up. We've been showing up with at this physically, and at the same time using our intuition and our clairvoyance or clairvoyant abilities. This is also my we've been around the block once or twice. We know things. We have lived it. This is not something that is coming from nothing. This is coming from life experience. Okay, we have been there because we've been showing up. We have tried to see through situations. What is the wise thing to do? What is the wise thing to do here? What is the wise answer? What is the wise understanding of things here? What is the wise way of seeing and understanding things? What is the wise thing to say? So very mental energy over here, pointing to Ten of Swords, that there's a lot going on in this is a conflict zone when it's about our communication right now on Earth. We have seen it all. We're done. We have lived through it. We have seen it. We have shown up. Okay, and we have been using hard words. We have seen it all. Okay, we can also see how there's a lot of wars and conflicts going on right now. Of course, I'm being led to the war in Ukraine because it seems as if Ukraine and the war going on there right now is a spotlight for anything else moving on in the world financially, and has a great impact on how we are developing from the point of civilization where we are at right now. That's my feeling of it anyway. So we have seen it all. We can see this warrior kneeling down, being humble, back to Aquarian energies. The sun in Aquarius also, where we are very humble, where we are understanding cause and effect, that if we keep fighting, if we keep taking physical action over here, two masculine cards here, physical action over here, using our communicative skills over here, mental level, fast ideas, a fast intention. This is moving very fast from an idea, intention, communication, moving very fast. We are taking action very fast on that, okay? And now we seem to understand cause and effect. Whatever it is that we are taking action on is actually coming back to us. If we are giving out a lot of conflicting words, conflicting mindset, then that's what we are going to live through. And we have lived through it right now. And people are getting tired. We have seen it all here. Okay, this has got to end. We need to be humble, okay? Back to Aquarian energies again. So here we have Aquarius, here we have Leo. Okay, we have seen a lot. Now we have reached the point in civilization where there is a reset of times. We need to stop. We need to start doing things differently. Back to Aquarius, which is where we have the sun reminding us of that. Okay, come back to yourself. Come back to see how you've been acting on how you've been taking warlike action for thousands of years, and how did that play out? And now we're here again. Could we do it differently this time? Please notice the karmic reset here. Please notice what it is that you're taking action on. It cannot go on. We've seen it all. We are tired. We need to start doing things differently because it's enough now. It's enough. Okay. So let's place these cards down here. So So what's going on in our physical world of money and real estate, job and career is a resetting of times as well, and that is also moving now. There is fluctuation. We are seeing this great inflation for a reason, because it's enough now. It's enough now. When are we going to do things differently? Now is the time, because with this movement over here in our materialistic lives, it should really remind us of that there is an opening here to start to do things differently. Okay, I will put them up here so that you can see them anyway. Okay. So, conflicting times is what I'm hearing. A resetting of soul contracts, starting to remember who we are and come back to ourselves, and what it was all about, and being a little bit more humane, tuning into more where we are more including each other instead of focusing on exclusion, you know. So let's just finish this reading by pulling some guidance cards to see what we are being guided to do here. Where is this leading us? Where do we need to have our intention, our focus? We have one card out here. Let's just see if there is another card for us. Okay, so also with this card I'm hearing timeless, because with Capricorn energies in particular, it is about time, the timing in things, okay? And with this card coming out from the last card deck, with this Wi-Fi where we are disconnecting, I feel that there is now a leap hole. There's a leap in time, resetting. There's a leap in time. There's a movement. There's a structure here that is falling away, that is releasing some kind of energy that will push us through this karmic place where we are at right now. There will be a loophole, I think you call that in English. And actually we have a full moon here. Okay, I just noticed that. I don't know, maybe you have already noticed. I'm sorry, I was a bit slow. There's a full moon here in the background. We are sailing out now. We're putting up our sails. Do you call that in English? We're putting up a sail. I don't know, but we are sailing out now. We're getting moving. We are moving right now, and we can also see a lot of water here, right? So there's a resetting here also in our feelings. We are definitely beginning to explore water and plasma and the dynamics in those two elements, and what they can do for us, how we experience that. So we just need to unplug right now. We need to stay disconnected, not to get too emotional, caught up in this, so that we can't see where we are headed, where we are sailing, where we are going. So this card is also talking about, disconnect. It's talking about going inwards. It's talking about tuning in. It's pointing to higher thinking, and just the word up. Look up, okay? Since we have the sun in an air element sign, we are in the fastest of the four elements. Things are speeding up right now. So this is like I mentioned before in the beginning, this reset, this opening is going to happen very, very fast, where it's both endings and beginnings, and beginnings and endings. And it's really about disconnecting right now, where I feel that we are tuning into that leap hole in time. Become unplugged is what I'm hearing. Unplug. When you step out of time, which Saturn is also pointing to, and where we understand time as, what time is it? Where do we need to be at a certain time at the day? I feel that Saturn is more reminding us the timing in things, okay, and that we have a leap hole now, or loophole, I don't remember the English word, that there is a way out right now. There is like it's like a sandwich where we're really being squeezed, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's a way out. We really need to stay unplugged right now, to step out of time, to become timeless, so that we can step in to see what creation is really about. The original stuff and things becoming authentic, which is also in Aquarius energy, in Aquarian energies, okay? So tune into higher thinking, to use also Aquarian energies, okay? In seeing the bigger picture, in stepping out of time, moving into the unknown, which is also in Uranus, which is the next planet that we are jumping into or moving on to after Saturn, which would be over here in Capricorn. We are moving out into the unknown. We start to have more awakenings, to see things in a different way, from a higher perspective. We are tuning in to something greater than ourselves, perhaps. It's a higher thinking, opening up our mind. It's like this conscious, opening in our awareness, extending our awareness. So stay unplugged throughout this full moon, become timeless, so that we will find that special way out of this sandwich that we've been in. Finally, there is some kind of release of that. So I'm going to wish you a very happy and creative full moon in Leo on February 5th. Stay safe out there. Remember each other. Do the best you can for yourself, and let that radiate to others around you, okay? So take great care of yourself and each other out there. Thank you so much for tuning in here with me and sharing some of your precious time. Thank you so much, and bye for now.